This is Jerry Mason, the Kickin Lawyer, and I'm inviting everyone to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. on the Kickin Lawyer fan page on Facebook for Law Talk Live, where we discuss business, politics, current events, and the law. If you miss the live version, you can watch the playback on YouTube or listen on your favorite podcast platform. Jerry Mason, the Kickin Lawyer, and we're live for another Law Talk, so I appreciate you guys taking time out every Tuesday to join us. As always, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to our content across social media platforms as well as podcast platforms. We are on TikTok, tons of followers there. For whatever reason, that's been our biggest platform, so make sure you check out TikTok. I want to remind you, if you haven't already, download Wonder Girl from NA the Band. It's free. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, etc. Just look it up, give those guys a listen. It's really good. I want to thank Michelle Allen, longtime sponsor of the show, and she is your go-to cry-like realtor in the area. If you're buying, selling, renting, leasing real estate, Michelle would be glad to assist you. She's also a good person. Mason's High Octane Martial Arts, located in Covington since '93. We'd be glad to help you start your own black belt journey. Just visit masonsmartialarts.com. We're running a special right now. It's like $149 that includes a uniform and a month of lessons. The Cellar Restaurant Prohibition Bar is located in Covington, just off the square. It offers great cuisine and drinks. Opens at 4 p.m. every day, 7 days a week. We are starting a buffet, lunch buffet on Sundays. So Sunday 11 to 2 is a lunch buffet, followed by the regular menu. And, of course, Masonite Digital Marketing. Josh would be glad to help you accelerate your brand this holiday season. Just visit masonitemarketing.com, and he'll hook you up. And I'm so excited for my special guest today. All the way from the North Pole, we have the man himself, Santa Claus. How are you, Santa?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Well, I know that this is a busy time of year for you.
Yes.
So I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk with us.
Anytime. It's not busy yet. We're just in preparation stages.
I see. So do you do most of the, I guess you're probably the manager, right? So you've got people that are doing the logistics before you have the big day?
That's right. And then we just oversee the operations.
I see. So, I'm going to try to ask you some of the hard questions. Okay. I mentioned this beforehand, that I want to make sure that, we don't waste this opportunity to really get the insight into Santa Claus. But I do want to thank you, too, because you came to my house when I was little.
That's right.
And visited us, Josh, too. We had great memories of Santa Claus visiting us. My children know you're real because they knew that when they were little, I was so broke that I couldn't have bought any Santa Claus presents, so they knew it had to come from Santa Claus.
Well, you're just going through some hardships at that time.
yeah.
But I did what I could to help out.
I appreciate you helping out.
Anytime.
So how did you get into this whole Santa Claus thing?
Well, I think really just kind of born into it. I know there's a few rumors out there. I think a few movies that anticipate it falling off of a roof or filling out applications and applying for this and that. But, I just really got selected for it and it took the job opportunity.
So have you been the same Santa Claus for thousands of years, or is it something where somebody else becomes the Santa Claus, or what's the deal?
I think I did a non-disclosure on that process.
Oh, okay. So we can't discuss that.
But we kind of go through. The records are there.
Okay.
The records are there.
All right.
Yeah.
And you still live in the North Pole?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So why? Why the North Pole?
Well, I got plenty of staff that I have to manage, of course. I get one-on-one time, snuggle time with Mrs. Claus. Don't have to really worry about too much. I like the cold weather. It's nice. It's really good for workouts. Mm-hmm.
So you're into cold plunges and stuff.
So I've done a few, and and we do those. And then, we do spend some time in the summer times and on breaks and stuff like that, going to the beach and just enjoying it. Of course,
so are you
when
Santa goes to the beach, are you what kind of swimsuit guy are you?
Just a regular swimsuit. They're not going to catch me in Speedos.
There's no thongs or anything going on?
No, sir. No, we're just a regular swimsuit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, and then your elves, you have helpers, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that still culturally appropriate for me to call them elves?
They like it.
They like it? Good.
They like it.
Because they're generally happy, right? Aren't they like always happy?
All the time. They get 1 month off a year. They too get to go and travel wherever they want.
So you comply with all labor laws then, even though you're in the North Pole with them?
Absolutely.
They get dental benefits?
So, yes, actually, because our 4 major food groups that we have, we do have to imply some
What's the 4 major food groups?
Oh, candy, candy cane, candy corn, and syrup. So
Well,
we're pretty heavy on it.
Santa brought Josh and I candy canes.
Yeah,
So we got candy canes right here.
There's more here. If you
Yeah,
want some.
thanks. That's okay. I'm watching my sugar intake there, Santy.
Yeah.
So you're a very jolly gentleman, known for your being robust in size, right? But you're not as big as I would think with eating all the cookies. So do you eat all the cookies and drink all the milk every time you stop, or?
I try to at least take a bite to enjoy, but some people haven't quite learned the skill of cooking yet. So you do have to be cautious. Sometimes you do get some that are undercooked, and then of course you get some that are burnt as well. But I'll at least take a bite, and if not, then I'll take them up and let the reindeer chew on them.
You don't check them in case maybe they're made with some other ingredients.
So, well, you have to watch that when you go to Memphis. Other than that, no. I mean, you can tell beforehand and stuff, and we actually have a little alert that'll let us know if it's poisoned or.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that might make it hard to drive that sleigh. You might miss some houses.
That's right. Yeah.
Well,
we got we got the new navigation system in it now, so that really kind of helps out.
You still use the reindeer?
So yes, we still use the reindeer. So
same reindeer.
Same reindeer.
So are they magic reindeer? Is that how they stay around so long?
Well, of course, it always absolutely, but and then we do, there is some futuristic reindeer that can kind of come in and fill in from time to time if we have injuries or things like that. I think Dasher pulled an ACL a few years back.
Oh man, I can relate.
Yeah, yeah. Sliding in on a roof. So we had to call in a replacement. Elves bring him in. We'll swap him out. Take him, get him his medical care. But he's good now.
So you got like a second string reindeer set up then, ready to go.
They're all ready to go. Next man up is what we say.
So who is in the front still? Is it still Rudolph, or is who's the leader of the pack?
The whole Rudolph story just really kind of took off. Of course, serving in the most people don't know, but I actually served in the military at one point. And I think someone spotted us with a red lens flashlight, and then it just kind of progressed from there.
Oh, I see. So there's not a Rudolph. Is that the big release here? There's not one?
Well, I think the idea of Rudolph, having that underdog kind of mentality and coming up through the ranks and then leading the charge is commendable. I think is awesome. But as far as factually, no, we don't have a reindeer.
Well, that's sad to hear then.
Well,
so then are your reindeers all bullies like on the movie?
Yeah, so that's a big thing. I think Comet has a big issue with that because every time he watches the movies, they make him out to be some bully. Except for the Tim Allen movies, and then they, if he's not a bully, they're feeding him full of chocolate and he's getting really fat and gassy, so he just can't win.
Yeah,
poor guy.
So he's kind of getting picked on the back end.
All the time. Yeah.
Huh. Well, what is you talking about movie, Santa? So what is your personal favorite? And viewers, by the way, a lot of the questions I'm going to ask Santa, I'm interested in you responding to. Like, for instance, I'm going to talk in a minute about some of my favorite gifts I've gotten from Santa, and Josh can comment. And I'd kind of like to know what you guys have gotten and were your favorite gifts or Christmas memory with Santa Claus. But talking about movies, what would be a favorite Christmas movie of yours?
All-time favorite, in all honesty, it's got to be Elf. I just love that storyline. I think Elf is up there. Of course, Miracle on 34th. The Santa Claus series, Tim Allen does a fantastic job. And Die Hard.
Die Hard. So that settles it then, because Santa says that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and that means it's officially a Christmas movie then. Yeah. Cool. I just watched Miracle on 34th Street the night before last with my wife. We actually watched it again. I watched that. My favorite is probably the old black and white Christmas Carol. I really like it.
Yeah.
I have strong memories being younger and watching that. And I don't really watch a lot. Like, I watched the original Santa Claus, but I haven't seen the sequels, so I don't really know what's going on. I apologize, Santa, but I haven't watched
the Disney Plus series now.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of that.
I followed a few with it, and of course, getting letters from Peyton. I think Peyton had a role on it, Peyton Manning. and you know, fine, you know, just bring them up. You know, after
What about what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the talking about movies. So Josh had just watched what's it called, Violent Night.
Yep, Violent
And
Night
then-
with David Harbour.
I saw Fat Man. I haven't seen Violent Night, but I saw Fat Man last year, and I really liked it. It had Mel Gibson, and it was pretty good. Have you watched any of those?
So no, I haven't seen those, but there's been a lot of talk in the poll about it.
I just
You know,
wondered
just
because you
kinda-
talk about you had military background. That makes sense when you watch these movies.
Yeah. So I
Those
haven't
two
seen
anyway.
them, but like I've kind of heard, and from my understanding, not child appropriate. You know, we try to do things that are kid appropriate, but we'll probably pick a night, like you know, me and Miss Claus have like an adult night or something. We'll watch Violent Night or something just to give some, you know, perspective on it.
Yeah, I got you. You got to get some time with the missus.
That's right.
That's right. So let's talk about presents.
All right.
Yeah. So you've got a naughty list and a nice list,
Yes, sir.
right? So what is the prerequisite for which list they're on?
For me, it's just like overall. You know, if I got a kid that's overall making good grades, attending school, staying out of trouble, listening to his parents, you know, listen to his guardians, cleans his room, you know, things like that. And then we there is a little leeway that we'll kind of grant some kids because people make mistakes.
Yeah.
But generally, you know, for the most part, we'll put them on the good list.
Okay. So what's like a for sure trigger? You're getting coal or switches.
The coal or the switches. Well, we don't hand out too many switches anymore, but the coal and stuff. Just complete disobedience, I think, you know, is a big one. Of course, you know, if we're just not going to obey, and of course, if we're not going to obey and we're not going to believe, we're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so let's talk about how you facilitate these presents because it's an age-old question.
Yeah.
How do you get into the houses?
Little B&E.
Oh, is that right?
no breaking and entering.
Okay.
So, give me a situation.
Well, let's say there's not a chimney.
Okay.
So how are we getting in?
So it depends. You got vents and things like that we can go to, and we can also kind of, you know, do a little magic, go through the keyhole, things like that, and enlarge it and walk through.
Oh, really? So it's like a superpower.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. I'd just say magic. Yeah.
Do you consider yourself? I mean, you're kind of like a superhero. You know, if you're able to you got powers, and then, you know, you bring people presents and joy and whatnot. It's almost like a superpower.
You could put it in that category.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not up there with Superman and things like that.
Well,
But I think I could give Batman a run for his money.
Yeah, I think so because you know Batman doesn't have any powers. So.
That's right. He's just a rich guy.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, presents. So what over the years has been like? What's like still a present that lingers that kids want? You know, what are some of the things? I'm sure now a lot of times it's electronics and stuff, but what is something that you can think of that throughout the years has been pretty consistent kids want?
Horses, ponies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Things like that.
That's kind of hard to facilitate.
I had one guy in Covington, I think, asked for a red Jaguar at one point.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And then I was just, you know, wasn't able to pull that one off.
Well, he got it right around Christmas.
I heard.
He did.
I heard.
Yeah.
You know, just things like that. Toy cars, video games is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Apple products, you know, things like tablets, phones, those are getting a little more prevalent. Gaming systems.
So do you source those or you guys make them?
So there is a way we can kind of source them. You know, kind of do a little stocking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Amazon helps out a lot. So now we try to reallocate some gifts and things through that way. So they do help out. They do quite a bit to help out. We might have a few little workstations and stuff in conjunction with them. So.
Josh, what was your favorite Christmas Santa Claus gift that you remember getting?
I think it was Christmas of '93 or '94. You brought me all of the Jurassic Park toys that had come out. The compound and the T-Rex and like all the action figures and everything.
Before the Velociraptor had a name.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
yes,
right.
Sir.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite Christmas gift.
That was a cold. We got a little snow that year too, didn't we? Or was it in February?
I think so. I vaguely recall it because so long ago. But
yeah.
And then viewers too comment. I was asking Josh, and then I would comment on our favorite gifts from Santa. And I'm just curious because some of you I see on here are full-grown adult people, older than me even, and you might have a unique present that you got as a gift from Santa Claus. I'm just curious what everybody's favorite is.
Well, you know, in '93, your dad actually almost caught me, Josh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he almost got me there. I thought I heard him waking up and going to the kitchen to sneak a snack.
I think I remember that year the footprints in the the
snow.
ash. Yeah, because we had a
sometimes
chimney.
you just gotta get away quick. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it's just things like that. So.
What about you, Jerry? What was your favorite Santa
My
Claus?
favorite Santa Claus. I was trying to think because I had a lot of good Santa Christmases. One year you brought me, and this is kind of I think influenced by what Josh said. It made me think about it. You brought me the Eternia playset for He-Man.
Yes.
And it was
very few people asked for that, but you were one of them.
well, and it's a rare toy. Nowadays
yeah.
it carries some money if you got the whole set. But it was giant. I remember it was huge because it had like 3 big towers, and you have Castle Grayskull that can sit with it, and Skeletor's Snake Mountain. But it's got its own independent. It had a rail system, and I remember that being super cool when I got that. But it's because I'm sure you got it to me because I was such a good kid. I was always good.
Are you going around kicking people? If I can remember.
Not back then. Not quite to the degree that maybe I did it when I got a little older.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to tell kids something, if you were to tell the kids, what they need to do to make sure they stay on the good list and give them some pointers, what is something you would advise them?
I think a big focus that I would look at would probably be with today's generation, would probably really be aimed more toward the home and the school setting, which is again just do our work, make good grades, stay out of trouble, go to school, come home. Help mom and dad out, do some chores, not talk back, things like that. Be nice to your siblings and neighbors, and I think that's really a big plus in my book.
Now, we've been real lucky in this area because you've been hanging out around here a good bit. I know this weekend you're going to make an appearance at the Dickens on the Square in Covington. Is that right?
We got Dickens on the Square with you guys. We also have Town of Atoka has reached out, which they do every year. So we go ahead and schedule that with our staff as far as doing the Santa's ride, and we do some pictures and things like that. A new one that I'm actually excited about is we partnered up with the Tipton County Animal Shelter. And so we're going to go down there and do some photos, I think, on the 17th with some of the dogs and cats and things like that. Maybe take a few photos, try to get those animals adopted out.
Nice.
So we're going to try that. Trying to think.
Well, and then I
We have a
think you're
ton of
making
stuff.
Are you still going to be able to make an appearance at Mason's High Octane Martial Arts?
I believe on Friday. I have
Yeah,
that
Friday
scheduled
afternoon.
down. Yeah.
We're hoping to get you maybe 20, 30 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. I got to be quick because I got to make it for the fire truck and things like that. So.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, you asked, and so
I appreciate
I'll
that.
give that a shot. So that's coming up. We got a tree lighting in Atoka's tonight. We just had the thing in Mumford yesterday. Brighton's was yesterday. Mumford's was this past weekend. Like I said, there's just a bunch of events that are coming on that we're doing here. So it's an exciting time of the year anyway.
So for those that are just joining us, one of the things we're talking about is to make sure you know where the kids can find Santa. And he's going to be at several events over the next few days, but he will be around the square at various times for the Dickens on the Square that Covington is hosting. There's also going to be, I believe, an Ebenezer Scrooge, the Grinch, which I'm a little disappointed that due to my injury, I've had to pass the mantle of the Grinch, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job. But there will be a Grinch. And then of course there's specials and everything's decorated and the shops will go all out. And so if you get an opportunity this weekend, make sure you check out Dickens on the Square. The cellar is probably going to be open a little early for that. You can stop by and get some spiked eggnog maybe or whatever.
No part in
like
that. But I did eat at the cellar the other day.
Oh, did you?
It was fantastic.
What did Santa order at the cellar?
Tomahawk.
Did you order the
Yeah,
tomahawk?
we
Oh
went for
man,
the tomahawk, so-
Santa's a big spender then coming in there.
So we got that tomahawk, man. It was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know what day that was you were in there.
No, I try to go incognito because if you do, you just sign an autograph.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I
and it's
understand.
just people sitting in your lap randomly.
Well, I'm a little jealous that you got to eat that tomahawk. I myself only had 2 of them, and they're very good.
At the same time?
No.
okay.
I tried to eat it by myself. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. No, I wasn't not in one setting. I wasn't able to get it all.
Yeah.
I was even. A matter of fact, I ate enough. I got sick because I ate too much of it.
I found that either I can eat that and not the sides.
Yeah.
Or I got to.
I think that's where I went wrong because I think I had some carrots.
It
or
was a
something
lot
with
of
it.
a big portion, but it was delicious and.
Well, good. I'm glad you
Absolutely
enjoyed
appreciate the seller for hosting that.
Good.
So.
Well, Josh, can you think of any other questions? If your viewers are watching before Santa goes, we obviously want to be vigilant with his time, but at the same time, it's very rare you get to just ask him questions straight up. You can think of anything else?
I have some questions about the logistics, I guess, of the North Pole.
He's going to ask the hard questions.
Yeah.
What do we got?
The North Pole itself. So, is it like an underground layer you've got? Is it like, does it stay off of from the satellite imagery and all that? Like, how do you?
Yeah, you got to be cautious with that now. Of course, as everyone else is advancing, we try to advance with our technologies. So we have our own system that we upgrade, much like the like the U.S. military and things like that. NORAD. I'm going to tell you, man, they're updating their system constantly, and it's becoming harder and harder.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you go to like Russia and Ukraine and deliver? I guess you go everywhere, right?
Yeah,
how do you avoid the missile fire? What about North Korea?
Strategic placements and things like that. There's some people in North Korea, but for the most part, I mean, they're good. Mm-hmm. They're good. Yeah.
Well, I've been to North Korea, and the people are fine. Yeah. I mean, now they're scared of us because they're lied to.
Right.
But I think the general citizens I actually feel bad for them. It's really their leaders. But I was just curious logistically how you avoid.
Yeah. Is what's his name, Kim Jong Un? Is he on the naughty list, Santa?
Well, I don't go over specifics, but if you had to take a guess, I think it would be pretty accurate.
I wonder what he asked for Christmas.
So it's some pretty crazy stuff. So we do get some crazy requests from people.
Yeah. Does Santa want anything for Christmas?
No, I mean, no. For the most part, we just want to have a good night, and just everything to go smooth, no injuries. We want smooth operations and happy kids in the morning.
Sweet.
And that's about it. I guess the one thing I would ask, maybe kind of thinking back on it, I did that promo several years ago with Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
But every time we'd take off, we'd get about 30,000 feet in the air. My bottle would freeze up. And it's like, well, I can't drink my drink now. So, I'd have to kind of land and maybe, like, borrow someone else's.
So, instead of milk, maybe they should leave you a Coke?
No. We're still good with that.
Okay.
I need, like, strong bones and stuff.
Okay.
That winter weather up there is pretty brutal. So,
okay.
from time to time.
Yeah, you said something about the cookies that made me think of something else. I mean, about the Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a trivia question the other night. We had a holiday trivia at the cellar, and one of the questions was, what company has used Santa in its advertising? I want to say it was since 1930. And it was Coke.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, they've been using
it's been almost a 100-year contract with those. It's about up.
I see.
I keep trying to remind
So you got that stuff licensed?
Look, man, hey, Pepsi's knocking on the door. That's all I'm saying. That's all I can say about it.
Right now, Coke's the go-to, though.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
So, for the most part. But I don't really drink sodas. Most of the time, it's water. Like we have today, milk, things like that, and juices.
Yeah.
So I really don't even drink Coke products. But,
yeah. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I've really enjoyed having you on, Santa, and I'm sure there are some kids that may watch that have enjoyed it too and are excited to get to see you. Let me ask you real quick on the kids. Have you had any kids that had weird requests?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You give us an example?
We just did the Casa pancake breakfast over there. One kid asked for a flying bearded dragon.
Like a real one?
Yeah. Snake. One kid asked for a snake. His mom was quite surprised at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did inform him, we got to maybe talk with the parents a little bit. I'm not just going to start throwing reptiles out there. So we're trying to see, if the parents are okay with that, sign a waiver.
So I saw, this is a little controversial, Santa, but I'll bring it up. I saw a video of a Santa. The kid asked for a Nerf gun. I don't know if you've seen this. And this specific Santa told him, we're not doing any guns. And the mother was even like, it's a Nerf gun. He just wants a Nerf gun. And the Santa was like, no. We're not bringing you any guns. So you're the oracle of it. So what do you think about Nerf guns?
I'm 100% Nerf gun.
I'm all about Nerf guns.
I like the Nerf gun, but they're getting good.
Yeah.
That is a scary thing now. They just came out with the sniper rifle set last year. Had a few kids ask for that. And man, I'm telling you, that sucker can peg you from quite a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Try to work on a little bit of the scope, but it's a Nerf bullet, so it's not as accurate.
Well, hopefully they're not shooting at you. Have you ever been caught coming in and out?
There's been a few occasions where it's been very close, and I think like a hand or a foot, or like I said, that 93 when Mr. Mason almost got me, and I had to leave some footprints and stuff behind in the tree or in the fireplace. I've had some situations where I kind of had to sneak behind the couch for just a little bit, try to someone walk through. But yeah, we've had some pretty neat ideas here lately. Trying to think of one.
Oh, I got a question.
Yes,
This is critical question. This is a question I've always wanted to know.
Okay.
First question, do you know the Easter Bunny?
Yes.
You do? Okay. Next question is he magic or is he a mutated rabbit? Like, did he get in some like chemical waste and then grow? Because like
Well, he's not a Ninja Turtle.
That's the question.
Well, they
'cause
had
he's like a 6 foot tall rabbit creature,
Yeah.
so he's kind of
And
The
that
Ninja
kid-
Turtles had, what was it?
Well, here's-
Yoshimbi something.
there's like a
Yeah.
rabbit
Yeah,
Ninja
in
Turtle
Ninja Turtles.
character. Yeah.
But let me tell you this though, people don't realize how much money that guy makes. He's got, I think, like 30,000 kids, almost all of them in private school. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I keep telling him all the time, I'm like, my man, you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, well, you got to have to take him aside and
Yeah.
explain
But no, he's a good guy.
what
But
causes
no,
all
he's
that,
a
Santa.
magical rabbit. We always know when he's presents. There's little, Skittles in here and there that kind of drops behind him.
What about the Tooth Fairy? You see her?
It's a guy actually.
The Tooth Fairy is a guy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to gender her wrong. Him wrong.
So no, he's used to it.
Okay.
So
Is he like the Rock?
No, but he does go to counseling quite often for that.
Because of the Rock.
You have a hard time, being, the Tooth Fairy and walking around with, little wings and magical and, the dust and collecting the coins.
Maybe not as hard a time now as he used to.
Yeah. It's
Maybe
definitely more accepting.
Maybe a little
now.
easier now to do that.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
he's kind of coming into it, but the counseling is definitely helping out. Not so much anger issues.
Mhm.
We've definitely I had to replace so many windows, so we're throwing up objects from time to time. So we still do council meetings and stuff. So yeah.
Are you like the head of that?
No. Actually, I think that's one thing the Santa Claus movie picked out right. Mother Nature's got that one on. She's got that locked down. Vice Chair's Father Time. So they did a pretty good job knocking that out.
Huh. Well, you're probably one of the busiest, though, so I guess I could see you get time to lead a board meeting.
Well, I generally do pretty well for a guy who works one night out of the year. So I do say I do well for myself, but I don't, Tooth Fairy definitely, he does work. I mean,
A lot of teeth.
he puts in work, yeah.
A lot of teeth.
Well, especially at the North Pole with us eating so much sugar.
Yeah.
So but he does quite a bit. So he's got his little old condo up there.
Uh-huh.
So he comes in from time to time. So
Is that where he lives?
no, I don't even know where he lives. I don't even.
You don't hang out and go,
I think
visit
on
or
the
anything?
hierarchy of all of us, he's not way up there.
So do you ever do like a guys' night and hang out with the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy or whatever?
I mean, don't tell the Tooth Fairy, but yeah, from time to time.
So y'all don't like the Tooth Fairy?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just weird when
Yeah, I
So
understand.
anyway, we'll do a few things like that. Watch a little Die Hard or something like that.
Get some of that hard eggnog.
Yeah.
Get it going.
So play a few cards, things like that. Play some video games. That was
You
pretty
play Call of Duty?
I did play Call of Duty for a while, and I had to step away. It was just it got to the point where it was taken away from a lot of manufacturing time.
I see. Well, late at night, it's usually like 11 p.m. I've been playing Call of Duty, and it is addictive. The new one.
It is.
Yeah.
I think have I caught your wife on there before?
I don't know. Maybe.
So I think she's played a few things before too. Fortnite, I think is what.
She was maybe on Fortnite.
She was on Fortnite.
The Call of Duty has mostly here lately been me because she goes to sleep at like 11, and I don't usually go to bed till midnight.
Yeah.
So
and you usually have me trying to get on like right about the time I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing that more than I should, probably, to be honest. But it's pretty accurate. Some of it's real. Like some of you can use military and tactical team tactics when you're in there. Some of it. Anyway, I was just curious if Santa was on the Call of Duty.
From time to time, I mean,
Okay.
Fortnite was a big one there for a little bit and stuff. Let's see, there was another.
I played
the Among Us thing. That was for a while. We were playing that up in the pole quite a bit, and it just got. People were trying to play it, for real in the hills and stuff. They weren't really killing each other, but they were like pretending to and stuff. Just cut productivity way down. So we had to kind of put a limit on that.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very thankful for you, Santa, and all the years of joy you've brought my own children and myself and the rest of the world. So I'm very appreciative you took the time to be here.
Yeah.
Good luck this weekend at the Dickens on the Square and all the other events that you have. I think you bring a lot of joy to folks. I think Santa, just the idea of Santa is a great thing. I think it helps add magic and imaginations to the kids' lives, and I think it's a good thing.
Well, let me tell you, my favorite my favorite part is not necessarily the kids. You know, I mean, they play a big role in it, and we do a lot of stuff for them. But I always, one of my favorite people, I think this weekend we did, like I said, we did pancakes with Casa down in Mumford, and Miss Rosie was there. And, of course, she's a older woman, but she was tickled to death. And that really, you know, I've seen people, crutches like yourself, and they're just throwing behind and running. They're just trying to catch a glimpse just to wave at them or, you know, say hi and things like that. So it's really imperative.
My staff was excited when you came in.
They were excited, yeah. Especially for the candy canes. You know, I had a full bucket, and now I got half a bucket. So if you got some wired staff tomorrow, because they're all hyped up on candy canes.
Just means they have more energy to work, right?
Well, I'm not guaranteeing that. But, you know, I do got one thing I'd like to say, though. This. It's one of my pet peeves, to be honest with you. But these people who are going out, and I think you were one of them at one point, though, and not consulting with your spouses and buying vehicles for the holidays, let's slow down on that. That's a big adult purchase. I think we can all agree.
Yeah,
we can't leave our spouses out of that.
I never bought one without consulting my spouse.
Yeah. So
I have wanted to, but I always
I see those little
my spouse.
commercials, you know, where the guy gives her a puppy dog.
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is a major purchase. You understand, like,
$40,000 vehicle sitting in the driveway, and they didn't make any decision together.
And they're just like, hey, by the way, I added a $600 payment, you know, on top of what we're already paying.
I don't know.
Consulting you.
I think I'd be more frustrated if it was an animal, because that's something extra to clean up and deal with. You know, at least the car sits there. So
it's still a major purchase, and people just need like calm that down for a little bit. Consult with your spouse or significant other.
Well, communication is important. I think we would all agree.
It is the key.
I think they all have to communicate better. You and Mrs. Claus have been together a long time, so it's probably good advice.
Long time.
Yeah.
So long time. So
cool. Well, Santa Claus, thank you for being here. Appreciate all the viewers today. Please feel free to share this one with some of the kids so they get to see and hear the things that Santa's got going on. He'll be at many of the places he mentioned earlier. The main one I remember is the Dickens on the Square at Covington Square this weekend. The Grinch, Mr. Scrooge. There'll be several different characters around there for you guys to interact with. We are also on TikTok. You just saw. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. We're on TikTok. You can follow us on all that stuff. And if you haven't already, make sure you download N.A. the Band's new single, Wonder Girl. It's free. Their album is going to drop real soon. They appreciate your support. Michelle Allen, if you need to buy, sell anything that's not toys, she'd be glad to help you out. Maybe even help you with toys. I don't know. She's a good person.
Condo. Will she help me with that?
She'd definitely help you with that. She probably can get you some of that prime real estate in the warm areas.
Well, I'm not gonna. If I have to brag on somebody, she's been on the nice list for several years.
And I would second it. I think she's a great person.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people on the nice list there at Mason's High Octane Martial Arts who hopefully will see Santa this Friday. And then, of course, the Cellar Restaurant and Prohibition Bar is located in Covington. You can go there if you're on the naughty list or the nice list. And you get yourself a tomahawk just like Santa did. And then Josh is ready to help you at Masonite Digital Marketing. If you need help with your online presence, branding, etc., marketing, Josh will be glad to help you. So thank you guys for watching.
Josh has something he's dropping. Is it tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. What is it, Josh?
Good call out. Yeah, so tomorrow we're dropping the world premiere trailer for my new fan film. We're doing another Super Mario Brothers action movie where the Mario Brothers are like action heroes.
I thought it was Pong.
So that was the lie we were telling everybody. I was being a smart aleck. We're not doing a Pong movie.
Remind me to swap him over.
To the naughty list. There you go. Sorry, Santa.
Yeah,
sorry.
but I'm a Mario fan, so maybe we'll put you in the middle of the book.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We, I think we'll be live next Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah,
so we'll see you next Tuesday.
Raymond Stovall is the guest next Tuesday. Yes.
We'll see you next Tuesday. You guys have a good rest of your week. Make sure you say hey to Santa and come up and visit us at the Covington Square and keep kicking. Thanks for watching, guys. Just remember that this is not legal advice or investment advice or business advice. This is for fun and entertainment purposes only.